Good morning and welcome to Redeemer Lutheran Church. I'm Pastor Gary Lodeholt. Palm Sunday is the one Sunday a year when I don't preach a sermon. Maybe with all the processions, palms, and excitement, you hadn't really noticed that. Palm Sunday is also the Sunday of the Passion, and the gospel reading for that day is usually very, very long, and it tells the story of Jesus' passion and death from beginning to end. I have always felt that hearing it all together is a good thing for us to do at least once a year. And then I've always thought, after hearing what Jesus has done for us so directly, what more am I going to say? So for that day, we let the gospel text stand for itself and fill us with awe and wonder. But in all the ways we experience Holy Week, as much as we talk about the events, I don't think we walk through it with Jesus day by day very often. So that's my plan this week. I hope to highlight each day this week what happened on that day during the week leading up to Jesus' death. But before we jump to Monday, we need to briefly address what happened on Saturday and Sunday too. There's very little mentioned about what Jesus did on that Saturday. On Thursday and Friday, he had been to Jericho and eaten a meal with Zacchaeus and healed blind Bartimaeus. Then Jesus and his disciples made their way to Bethany, to the home of Martha, Mary, and Lazarus, where they had a dinner in Jesus' honor. But then came Saturday, and the Bible is largely silent about events on that day. And I think that's significant because if we remember, Jesus and his followers were Jews, and Saturday was the Sabbath. Nothing much is mentioned about what Jesus did because he was worshiping and resting like he was supposed to. And I think that says something to us about the importance of both worship and rest. If Jesus, facing all that he was facing, still spent time this way, then certainly we can step away from our busy lives and do that too. On Palm Sunday, we probably all know that Jesus entered Jerusalem while people waved palm branches and spread their garments on the road like an impromptu red carpet to welcome him. Bethany, where Jesus was staying, was about 2 miles from Jerusalem, so it was not a long journey for him. But the triumphal entry wasn't all that happened. On the way, the crowds were shouting, "Hosanna," which means "Lord, save." And the religious leaders asked Jesus to silence the crowd. That's when Jesus said that if they were silent, the rocks themselves would cry out. As he drew near to Jerusalem, Jesus wept over it, commenting on the many times God's messenger had been rejected, forecasting what would happen to him too. None of this made the priests and religious leaders very happy with him. On Monday, Jesus and his disciples woke up in Bethany and headed back toward Jerusalem. Along the way, Jesus cursed a fig tree, which was a symbolic action with an important message. It said, just like this fig tree looked perfect but bore no fruit, just so the temple across the way looks great from the outside, but it is barren spiritually. And as this tree has withered away, so will the temple. True worship is found in me. And then they entered the temple, and as the Gospel of Mark says, he began driving out those who were buying and selling there. He overturned the tables of the money changers and the benches of those selling doves. And he would not allow anyone to carry merchandise through the temple courts. And as he taught them, he said, "Is it not written, 'My house will be called a house of prayer for all nations'? But you have made it a den of robbers." The chief priests and the teachers of the law heard this and began looking for a way to kill him, for they feared him because the whole crowd was amazed at his teaching. When all this was done, Jesus and his disciples went back to Bethany for the night. Thanks for watching, and remember to let this day belong to God.